I saw MrBeast on the way out, and I was like, dude, great, had a great time. Love doing it. Hit me up for the next one. And he was like, probably not.
I don't believe that.
Everybody who guessed the cake wrong is blackballed forever. You never.
I think he thought of me as a nuisance. Well, right when the show started, when people were coming in, he came in, and I was like, Jimmy. And I was talking to a couple people already, and I grabbed him and brought him in for a fucking hug. And I was like, what up, pimp? What up? And I'm talking to someone at the same time. So I'm not really looking at him. And I kind of grasp that he's struggling. And I'm like, oh shit. I let go. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't like to be touched? And he was like, no, it's cool. It's cool. I'm like, my bad, dude. I really, really touched you a lot there. I really brought you in. I held you in here. I don't believe all your stories, but I believe this one. No, this was actually true. And I was like, I'm so sorry. His face, he was terrified and stuff and hated it. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I barely wanted to touch you. Trust me. Dude,
that's such a funny insult to injury type of question to ask, to be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were one of those don't want to be touched people.
He's like, this guy's never coming back.
You're uncomfortable and you're weird. I'm insinuating with my question.
I felt bad for his workload.
Right at you in that moment.
He worked every second of that day, and it was from 8 a.m. to midnight. It's a long day. And I think that I asked him how many hours a week he worked, and he just flipped it and told me how many hours a week he sleeps, and then the rest are work. That's the life he's living right now. It's a lot.
That sucks. And now he's married. When's he ever going to play Xbox?
Yeah, he was already married. That was the secret.
Yeah. But what's interesting is I asked him, he was like, you want to see Beast City? And I was like, yeah, let's go. And then he walked me down this hallway, and on the left and right, just stacked up were boxes, big metal containers with slots on them. And we're walking by, and it's a long ass hallway. There must have been thousands of them. And I'm like, what is all this? And he was like, each one of these is a video. And he went over to the slot and slid it open, and there was a guy in there with camera. A camera rolling in there, and there was a dude, and he was like, how you doing, man? You hungry? You good? And he was like, how long have I been in? He was like, you just got $50,000. You hang in there and you'll get more money. And he was like, my family. And he slid the slot closed. He kept going. He's like, every single one of these boxes is a video. A person inside getting paid to stay in there away from their family, away from human contact. And we got cameras rolling in 4K on all their faces.
All right, this clearly isn't true, but there was shit like that.
And then we sucked each other's dicks. Was true. We sucked each other's dicks, Woody, in your Minecraft server.
So we were touring around, and there was a little set, looked like a house that they had two people live in for a month or something like that. And no, I have it wrong. They were gonna have two people live in there for a month. But then they kind of vetoed the video idea. Let's not shoot this. Let's not do it. For some reason, they deemed it unworthy of the channel, and they needed to let's take more time, reboot, and do it better than we would have. Cool. So Tom Syndicate and I are like, if we volunteered to be the two people that lived in here for a month, I feel like our odds are better than average of getting picked. Woody and Syndicate live in here for a month. And, will they get $1 million if they win? Jimmy might buy that. And I was bumping it around. I was asking Jackie, hey, before we leave, should I pitch this to Jimmy? She was on the fence, and I never did it. But
wow. Come on, Jackie. This man has got you hit floor to ceiling in Legos over there. All right. I've seen him. It's absurd. All right. And he has a shot at making
he's only seen cool one of the Lego rooms.
The job pays $33,000 a day. All right.
What he could ask, you could just ask for $1 million. I think he would have hooked you up. He really liked you.
I think so too. It sounded like you could have asked for anything. It was one of those, and it was the day of his wedding. So you could have made some sort of Godfather sort of scenario happen. MrBeast, on the day of it's a pleasure to meet you on the day of your wedding to your wife. And
smooth.
I was very
But you had to appeal to him on.
That's how it goes in the movie. They hired a non-actor to do that role, and he's just stumbling over his lines terribly in the real cut.
The funniest part of that video, if he agreed, would be the very end where he's like, Tom and Woody, you've survived the month. So tell me, which charity's getting the $1 million? You'd be like, the fuck? Like
the Matthew Woodworth Aquarium Foundation.
We rescue exotic fish. Very exotic fish.
I
mean,
would
that
have
is like a lot of the videos he makes, right? Where it's like, we trapped this guy in a grocery store for 8 months.
They bought a grocery store and didn't tell anyone. And then they just shut the doors and said, you're all welcome to leave, but whoever stays the longest gets like $1 million. They just got to live off the groceries instead. Dude, okay, first, it's a cool idea. But to actually execute this for a YouTube video, buying a grocery store
this is where I disagree with you. I actually don't think it's a good idea. But I think the execution is so marvelous and incredible and on a huge scale that I'm always impressed by the execution. I'm like, he produces this shit. That's what's so crazy. Like, but the concepts are I always find them very like, it's like a Squid Game type thing, or it's like a very simple clickable thing. Like the concept is almost like AI. I'm MrBeast. Give me 50 new video ideas, energy. And like with the type of money that he has, I guess like, it's interesting because he was talking about movies there. He was like, you guys see The Matrix? He was like telling Quarter Digital and Freddie Wong, he's like, you guys see The Matrix? Because like when I was growing up, I watched a lot of YouTube. I didn't watch movies. I thought they were a waste of time. He's like, but yeah, you saw The Matrix. He's like, remember the slow-mo thing where it spins around? And they're like, yeah. He's like, check this rig out. And he had a rig made with all the cameras. Those guys made a rig, and literally the Quarter Digital guys had like on a message board before YouTube how to make this like 20 years ago. He's showing them. He's like, you guys ever see The Matrix? And in my head, I was like, oh, this is interesting. He's like, there's no new Squid Game or COVID type thing that's so huge that you just kind of do a real life version of it. So he's got to pull inspiration elsewhere now. So he's watching movies. He's like, what's this Matrix all about? Going back, and he's like, damn, they were cooking. They could do that. That's cool with the cameras. How could I use that in a video? Yeah, so I think, Woody, what you could have done is you could have been like, hey, man, know what it's like in the game for a long time. The views fucking start to fall no matter what, dude. It hits some of us harder. Look at the EpicMealTime guy over there. He looks like shit. But yeah, it happens to everyone.
Yeah, he grabbed me earlier.
Oh, did I molest MrBeast by accident?
I almost stepped in, but he's a big guy, you know.
And then you could have been like, you know what you got to do, Jimmy? You got to get in touch with who you were as a young, hungry creator. So for $1 million, I'm going to reopen up my Minecraft server, and it's always going to be on for you. Whenever you go in there, you talk to me, your favorite YouTuber, and I'll get you back in the zone, get you thinking how you used to be, saying Logan Paul's name 100,000 times on camera. Yeah, let's bring that guy back.
Did he do that?
I think that's the first time I ever saw him, and he didn't even have a lot of subscribers. I saw him do PewDiePie's name all those times. I might have been that. Yeah, I think he did Logan Paul.
He could get a little edgier with it. He could be like, today we're dropping 50 pallets of Feastables into the West Bank.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, we're going to see the N-word 100,000 times.
Takes a week. Dude, I just like scrubbed through his grocery store video, and I don't have the sound on, but it looks like there's some sort of agreement at the end that these people are splitting the money because there's still like 6 people left. It's only day 67. I could last longer than that in a grocery store.
I know. Careful.
Easy.
Because actually my favorite MrBeast idea that he had expressed while I was there, that I was like, this actually slaps, and is also very my energy. And this is where you got to be careful with what you say right now, is MrBeast is always watching. And he had this house there, and he filled it with haters, people that were like, oh, that bitch quit. I would have stayed for 6 months. Oh, they thought this, that. So he's got like all people that have said shit like that in this house, and whoever stays the longest can keep it.
I'm having a gullibility crisis. Is this part true?
This part's real. Yeah, this is real. This is real.
Man, the winner of that contest has to be like the most like fucking told you so guy of all time. He's like all these like I told you I would win, and now I have this house in a city I don't live in. Fuck.
How much
they had guys in there. They had to press a button like once a day. A button would go off for like a minute, and they have to run to it and press it. or they all lose or something like that, or they get. I'm not sure, but some guy was like sleeping next to the button, and the Dude Perfect guys went there with like a basketball net, and they said if you throw anything out the window and get it in the net from there, you get 10K. So they were throwing cups and mugs out the window. They broke the glass of the house to get a better angle to throw some shit. No one got anything. But what's funny is when people do quit or leave on the way out, they're showing like the clip or the comment or whatever it was that they said, saying that they would stay until the end and they're the best. They have to like watch their clip and then leave.
That's amazing.
It's just like the ultimate MrBeast, like, really, motherfucker. Goodbye.